This week, we have one of the biggest events of the year of 2025, a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, March 10th through Sunday, March 16th, 2025. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here to do your intuitive energy forecast for the week. For this week, we're going to be using a deck that we normally use for the monthly intuitive energy forecast. It's the Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha. That will be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Gateway of Light Activation deck by Kyle Gray. So before we get into looking at those stones of choice or talking about the astrological energies for the week, let's go ahead, settle in, and do an empowered moment. So if you'll all close your eyes, relax your body, and clear your mind of all thoughts of the day, the week, the month. Start by taking in a deep breath and exhaling, and as you exhale, letting all of your muscles and tendons relax. Again, paying attention to your breath as you breathe in deeply, breathing in peace and grounding. And as you exhale, letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs in this moment. Visualizing that golden white light of God, Source Energy, Universe, Great Spirit, all that is, all around you, visualizing that golden white light of unconditional love and compassion, healing and guidance. And as you feel or sense or see or just know that you're surrounded in that golden white light, imagine on your next inhale that you're breathing that in deeply into every cell of your body, breathing in that healing energy. Feel your body relax even more as you exhale. And as we move into a cycle where we have a full moon lunar eclipse this week, with full moons being about healing and releasing and letting go of what we no longer need, about Virgo, where this eclipse occurs, which is about healing and reintegration of the fragments and pieces that may have split off in other lifetime experiences or this lifetime challenges. Virgo is the priestess, and she is here to bring healing to herself, to reclaim the essence of herself. And eclipses magnify the energy. And eclipses allow the energy to carry over far beyond the normal cycle of when the next new moon and or full moon occurs. So with that information, consider what part of your life, what part of your body, mind, energy field is in need of healing, is in need of allowing, is in need of letting go of something, letting go of a mindset, a belief system, certain emotions or feelings or ways of perceiving yourself. Maybe it's an old trauma, an old situation. Maybe it's about past lives and certain situations and circumstances that occurred. And maybe you don't really know, which is totally and 100% fine, because your higher soul self knows what healing needs to take place. What healing needs to take place for this full moon lunar eclipse that we have this week, that will last for some weeks to come, that will come in waves, gently washing away layers of challenges, washing away aspects of ourselves that are no longer valid as we move forward in our spiritual journey, in our evolution and growth, as we move forward into spiritual enlightenment and owning our personal power, owning our light, our sacredness. So whether you have a specific thing in mind as far as where healing needs to take place, or you just want to offer to your spiritual helpers, the angels, guides, teachers of the light, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors of the light, asking for their assistance and help, and wherever it is in your physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual bodies needs assistance, and releasing, letting go, and healing of what you no longer need to carry. And as you send that intention out into the universe, take a deep breath, breathing in the essence of that golden white light again, that essence of healing. And as you exhale, and when you feel ready, you can open your eyes, returning to this time and place and space. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stones of choice for this week. Our first stone of choice, this is shungite. This is a piece of shungite. And shungite is going to be great for emotional healing, for grounding our energies. It's great for protection. And it's a wonderful stone that's going to assist us with spiritual growth. The second stone of choice, this is a white opal. The white opal is going to be great to provide us with some sort of clarity that we might need, to bring us a sense of peace and serenity. It also is great for protection. It helps to absorb negative or lower vibrational energies, and it's a wonderful stone for emotional balance. And then our last stone of choice, this one's called septarian. And septarian is wonderful in assisting us to get in touch with Earth Mother Gaia's energy, the energy of Earth Mother Gaia, which also translates to grounding energy, right? This is going to be helpful in transmuting negative energies into positive energies. And then it is a great stone for creativity and to help us shift our point of view. Okay, so again, our stones of choice for the special message card later is the shungite. We've got the white opal. And we've got the septarian. So let's put those aside here. And let's talk about the astrology for the week. So we start out on Tuesday, the 11th of March. And on Tuesday, the 11th of March, we have Mercury, the messenger. Mercury, the planet that rules the mental realm of thoughts, ideas, perceptions, perspectives, and communication of all kinds, in bold, fiery Aries, connecting to Venus, planet of love and relationships, personal resources, including money and finances, values, and our sense of self-value, who also is in Aries, but is currently retrograde in Aries. And so that that Venus retrograde is internalizing the energy of what Venus stands for and is about. And since Aries, that first sign of the zodiac, is that initiation energy, that boldness, that fiery passion, that independence, right? And the confidence, the courage, and being self-sufficient. It's the sign of the individual. And Venus there is strong, right? She's strong in her independence and strong in her sense of leadership and strong in her passions, but she's retrograde. So it's internalizing these energies where we're kind of seeking that energy within ourselves. We're getting deeper in touch with those divine feminine energies within ourselves, that strength, that inner strength within ourselves. As it comes together on Tuesday with Mercury, the messenger, we might expect some sort of communication. Communication might be something internal within ourselves. The communication may be coming from other people outside of us, but it's bold and it's direct and it's no nonsense. And it's, again, that fiery, confident energy coming in with that Aries. This could be a communication that's needing to happen in a relationship matter. Could be any kind of relationship where we need to kind of maybe clear the air, and then I'll tell you, in Aries, we're probably going to be a little bit more direct and maybe a little bit more impatient. And we have to maybe be a little bit more consciously aware of thinking before we're speaking, so it doesn't come out, in too much of a direct sort of tone, unless the circumstance calls for directness, right? But this is a time, again, where communications of all kinds are highlighted. And that can also be in the realm of money and finances. Maybe we're doing something regarding a project or paying something off, or maybe we're doing our taxes. Maybe you haven't yet done your taxes. And if it is that too, I would say with Venus retrograde and Mercury also is coming up to turn retrograde, you better make sure that you're dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, and you're just really looking at it very carefully before you sign on the dotted line. Now on the 12th, March 12th, we've got the sun, which is our ego and how we're shining our light. And it is about self-expression, but it's currently in the soft, spiritually flowing, artistic, creative, intuitive Pisces. But it's connecting with Saturn on Wednesday. And Saturn is the teacher of karmic lessons. Saturn is the manifester. Saturn is the authority. He's also in Pisces, though. And so as the sun comes together with Saturn, think about the sun as highlighting something, right? It's shining its light upon something. Here, the sun is shining its light upon the Saturn lessons that we're going through. It's highlighting some sort of perhaps insecurity, because Saturn can rule insecurity. Where do we feel insecure? Again, some karmic lesson could be in any area of our lives that it's highlighting. So, this can be a good thing because it's shining its light on something so we can see it more clearly. We can have a little bit more clarity with whatever that karmic lesson or that feeling of restriction or limitation or insecurity that Saturn is often about. It's going to highlight that a little bit so we can understand it a little bit more properly. We might, though, on a different note, we might feel a little bit lacking in physical energy because the sun is our vital energy. It's our vitality. And Saturn can kind of depress or suppress that a little bit. So don't be surprised if you feel a little bit more tired. Not to mention, we're heading to a full moon lunar eclipse, which is the next day on the 13th of March. Full moon lunar eclipse. 23 degrees of Virgo is where the moon is. Of course, it's opposing the sun. That makes the full moon itself when the sun and the moon are opposing one another. But that means it's also opposing Saturn. So this full moon lunar eclipse at 23 degrees of Virgo is opposing Saturn, the teacher of karmic lessons. It's also in a positive connection to Uranus, the Great Awakener, and it's opposing Neptune, the Transcender. And all of those planets are considered more outer planets or generational planets. The Uranus and Neptune are outer generational. Saturn is kind of in between. It's not really a personal planet. It's not quite to the generational planet, but it still moves slowly enough that this is affecting us on a collective level, as all eclipses would. And it's also affecting us personally, as all eclipses would. But look to the world stage here, with the Neptune and the Neptune and the Uranus connection to this full moon lunar eclipse. Now, Virgo, let's talk about Virgo for a minute, because that's where the eclipse is. And we did talk a little bit about that in our little guided meditation at the beginning here. But Virgo, we think of Virgo as the virgin, and we think of Virgo as the analyzer and the one who's very logical, the one who comes up with solutions. And so it's very left brain logical is Virgo. But we forget that Virgo is also the priestess, and it's also about healing. A lot of times people that are in the healing fields turn out to be Virgo sun signs, or maybe a Virgo moon sign or a Virgo ascendant, because it is heavily associated with healing. So here we have this full moon lunar eclipse. Full moons are about healing, releasing and letting go of something we no longer need. It's in Virgo, the sign of healing, and it's about healing the fragmented parts of ourselves, reclaiming those lost aspects of ourselves, to reintegrate them so that we can more fully come back into a state of our wholeness. And then, of course, it's an eclipse, which magnifies this energy. It's magnifying this energy, and it's a total eclipse. So it's going to be really, really powerful. It's going to last longer than 2 weeks, longer than 4 weeks until the next full moon. It's going to last for some weeks to come here. And with all the other astrological energies going on in this year of 2025, and I probably talked about some of them in the January 2025 monthly forecast, so maybe you want to go back and look at that. But this is really something that is shifting us on the worldwide scale, and shifting us heavily on a soul level perspective as well. So the healing that your soul needs to go through to evolve to the next step, it's, again, might not happen overnight. Might not, it might come in a big wave. Sure, there might be something that really kind of happens right away. But this is something that over the weeks to come, we're allowing this healing, releasing, letting go, reintegration process to kind of occur and happen. All right. Now, for Friday the 14th, depending on where you live, that's when the lunar eclipse could also occur. So we're looking at Thursday and Friday for the full moon lunar eclipse. And then on Friday the 14th and possibly Saturday the 15th, again, depending on what part of the world you live in, this is when Mercury, the messenger, the planet that rules the mental realm, turns to retrograde motion at 9 degrees of Aries. So remember, on Tuesday, we had Mercury connecting with Venus retrograde in Aries. So that means that Mercury was kind of at a standstill. It was not moving. And when a planet is at a standstill, getting ready to turn retrograde or turn back to direct motion, it kind of magnifies its energies as well. So now that right after the full moon lunar eclipse, Mercury, ruler of thoughts, ideas, perceptions, perspectives, and communications, is turning retrograde, this is really a time now to reevaluate a lot of things in our lives. And the reevaluation could occur with money and finances, career, life direction, where we're living, relationship matters, family matters. But one thing that both this Mercury retrograde in Aries and this Venus retrograde in Aries, which are both occurring now, is about the self, because that's what Aries is all about. So we're needing to go within and take a look at, reevaluate our sense of independence, our sense of leadership, our sense of individuality, our sense of take charge ability, our sense of confidence and courage. Who am I? Who am I in this relationship? Who am I in this job? Who am I in this family? Who am I as an individual, right? And just really kind of looking at and reevaluating some of these, not to mention all the typical and other Mercury retrograde things that we talk about. All right, so that's a little bit about the astrology. Let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. So let's look at the first card, and this is the Eight of Orbs. And again, this is the Sirius Starseed Tarot. Usually I use this for the monthly, But because we're having a full moon lunar eclipse, I thought, this is a powerful deck. I'm going to go ahead and use it for this weekly reading as well. So the Eight of Orbs is like the Eight of Swords. And this one, this deck is not all about the shadows, but this particular card seems very dark, for lack of a better way to say it, right? It's almost like a nighttime scene. We've got a woman here sort of at the edge of the forest near the river. There's 8 orbs that are around her. She's all, I don't know if you can tell, but entangled in like the brush, entangled in some overgrown weeds, or the aspects of the trees and the things in the woods that can get us caught up. Right? And that's a great way to look at this card and what it's about. It's like we're getting caught up in some sort of disempowering thoughts or ideas or perceptions or perspectives. We're getting caught up and snagged up in our own mind. And that's what the Eight of Orbs is about here. The number 8 numerologically is about empowerment. Yes, it can be about money and finances and your sense of take charge and leadership, but it's also about power, empowerment versus disempowerment. So with the 8 of Orbs, we're actually feeling pretty disempowered. Whatever our mindset is, whatever belief systems we got going on, repeating hamster wheel ways of thinking, or how we're actually looking at or thinking about a current situation, this is snagging us up. This is weighing us down. These orbs are kind of all around her and not allowing her to break free of these roots or these trees. Now, it's interesting that we have some water in this card, because usually we would see water in the suit of cups, but we actually see this kind of river or stream right here in the suit of orbs or swords. And so it makes me feel like there's also something emotional going on, right? It's like this is about the mental body, but it looks like it might also be a little bit about the emotions or the emotional body as well. Or she needs to get in touch with maybe her emotional body in order to also heal whatever's going on with the mental body, okay? Now, again, we've got kind of this dark kind of scene. It's like it's dusk, if you will. Maybe she can't see things clearly right now, right? Because it's dark. So you can't see things clearly. You can't feel things clearly, especially because the lunar eclipse is coming up. We don't really know what's going on. And things are just a little bit all over the place. How do we get out of it? How do we untangle ourselves, right? Hopefully, as we go through and look at the next card and the next card, hopefully we'll figure out how do we untangle ourselves. But this is definitely about empowering yourself. How can you, the first thing you can do is take whatever the belief system or thought or perception is and consciously choose a more empowering way to think about something, or choose consciously a more empowering way to think about something or believe in something. Even if it's a fake it till you make it kind of energy, this would be something that would be really beneficial to actually do. I'm just noticing again, this water is very calm, right? So if we can stay calm emotionally, if we can stay calm and maybe stay in an environment that's calm, right? Maybe the environment needs to be calm for us to be able to stay calm enough emotionally to untangle ourselves from the mental chaos that's going on. So nice relaxing bath, go sitting by a stream in nature, taking a long hot shower. Maybe you have a fountain in your office, where you can do some meditation and hear that fountain going. So something about needing to stay in a place of peace in order to untangle yourself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second card. Okay, so the second card, it's still kind of a dark card, right? And I wish I had my whole deck here, but I don't. So this is the 10 of Flames. This is like the 10 of Wands. And again, we have this dark, shadowy card, right? Again, we can't maybe see things totally clearly yet. And eclipses are famous for that. Eclipses are like, I don't know, being inside of a tornado, or being surrounded by a whirling storm of wind and rain, right? You can't see clearly, a snowstorm, a blizzard. While it's happening, you can't really see clearly. Your visual aspect of seeing things is a little dimmed. Well, here we've got this darkness of this person carrying a load of wands on their back. This is the suit of wands. So they're carrying all these things on their back, which probably is a heavy kind of backpack or sack, if you will. And they're trying to walk up this staircase in the dark. Now, the closer they get to the top of the stairs, and they are holding a torch, they are holding one of the flames, so they're able to see far enough ahead to take that next step. And as you get higher and higher on this staircase, you're coming towards the light. It's like usually the Ten of Flames, because it's the last of the minor arcana, we're getting towards the end of something. The Ten of Wands or the Ten of Flames can feel like you're carrying a heavy burden, that something's really heavy. You're not sure how much longer you can move forward or that you can sustain your energy to keep on going. This could be on a worldwide level. This could be some sort of personal situation or circumstance. But you can see this person is still moving. Like this person is still taking step by step. And again, they've got that heavy sack on their back, so they're probably not moving very fast, but they're still determined. There's a determination here and a persistence here that with each step they take, that the universe, their angels and guides, their own higher self is lighting the way to that next step. Be in the present moment and just take the next step. Try not to look too far into the future or too far ahead, because you're not going to be able to see yet too far ahead. This is probably going to be the way it is until the eclipses are over. The eclipses don't let us see things clearly in the moment. We're just here to take the next step. Keep on moving towards the light. Keep on moving towards illumination. Keep on moving towards your sense of confidence here. To me, light would indicate the solar plexus chakra, that golden yellow light of confidence, courage, personal power, right? And you're holding the flame of your own personal power. So just keep moving forward and you will get to round this corner, right? As they're going up the steps, there's kind of this corner that you turn, which you can't really see, and the light is emanating from up there. So there's something up there that you're moving towards, and that's where there's going to be some relief. The good news is that with the 10 of Wands or the 10 of Flames, you're near the end of this kind of burdensome energy. And this could be nearing the end of some sort of cycle in your life, nearing the end of circumstances and situations that are no longer in alignment with your truth. And again, the eclipses are helpful in helping us to shift out of those cycles. So let's take a look at the last card here for the week. So no surprise, this is Major Arcana number 18. It's Luna, which of course is the moon card in the traditional tarot. So no big surprise here because we do have a full moon lunar eclipse. Now, again, the sun in the eclipse is in Pisces, a water sign. The moon itself is in Virgo, which is an earth sign. They're both signs of the zodiac that rule healing. And here we've got the waves that are starting to crest, right? So the waves of emotion are starting to grow, which is often what happens during a full moon. Our emotions get triggered more easily. And here our emotional bodies are going to be subject to some emotional ups and downs or emotional waves as we're clearing and releasing and letting go of what we no longer need to carry. Another thing with a full moon, though, or with the moon card from the tarot, is that it heightens our psychic abilities. It heightens our healing abilities. It heightens our intuition and our gut feelings about things or people or the next steps that we have to take. The thing is we have to stay grounded within that time period in order to properly receive the intuitive messages. So that would be another message of this full moon, to receive that intuitive guidance, right, is to stay grounded in that earthy energy of Virgo, right? So walk barefoot on the earth, take a walk in nature. Virgo loves nature. Virgo loves plants. Virgo loves the trees. It's very, very much a nature sort of sign. Herbal teas are a part of nature. Essential oils are a part of nature. Flower essences or flowers are a part of nature. Even Palo Santo or sage right? Using that in cleansing ceremonies. Those are a part of nature. It comes from the earth. So anything that you can do to connect with earth energy is going to help you as you're moving through these waves of emotional energies or emotional healing. Okay, so I pulled a card for the collective. We should probably pick up the pace here as I noticed the time. But I thought, you know, because we have the eclipse, I'm going to pull one card from the Gateway of Light activation deck for a message for the collective. And the card that I chose was Seraphim's Gateway. And the card actually says voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine support. Now, Seraphim, probably, I don't know if you can tell because it's such an illuminated light being here, but the seraphim is a realm of angels that have 6 wings. And the name seraphim actually means burning one. And you can see because they're kind of like in a brilliant sort of on fire, but not in the typical way we think of fire, you know, kind of energy. You know, they're so illuminated here. The burning ones have that etheric white light going on. Now, the seraphim are highly, I think it's the highest angelic realm there is. So know that during this full moon lunar eclipse and all the healing and releasing and activations and downloads and whatever it is that's happening for you, redirections, the seraphim realm, these seraphim angels are assisting you, guiding you, and helping you to heal. The voice activation, a lot of times they speak to us. Like if you hear your name, if you've ever had a moment where you hear someone whisper or say your name, but there's nobody there, it's probably the seraphim. And it's also a dual message of activating your voice, right? Using your voice. And I don't know that I want to say using your voice in the communication way, although we did talk about Mercury retrograde for this week and that we might have communications coming up. But I feel like this is voice activation in a way of sound. Like I feel like the seraphim is like sound healing, humming, singing, you know, oming, you know, something like that. So I feel like this is going to help to activate the voice or the throat chakra here. And again, the angelic attunement, you know, we definitely need all of the angels. And again, the seraphim are definitely leading the pack here as far as attuning us and helping us to move forward on our path. All right, let's put that back in the deck in case somebody with your stone of choice gets that message. So the first stone of choice was the shungite, right? So we're going to give this a little shuffle. Message for the week for the shungite people. Okay, this one actually is calling my attention. Oh my gosh, you guys. Seraphim's Gateway for the shungite people. Okay, so we don't need to repeat ourselves. We already talked about this. Voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine support. Look at all the beautiful pastel rainbow energies there we didn't mention and talk about. You know, we've got kind of all the chakras there. We've got the purple, we've got the blue, we've got the green, we've got some pink, we've got some yellow. Do we got orange? A little bit of kind of maybe orange or orangey red down at the bottom. So we've got all these highlighted kind of chakra colors, brilliant, beautiful pastel colors with this Seraphim's Gateway. So again, there's a gateway that's being opened. Align, balance your chakras, activate your throat chakra through humming or singing, and call the Seraphim in to help to guide the way. All right. So the second stone of choice was the white opal. Let's give this a little shuffle here. White opal people, special message for the week. White opal people. This one's calling my attention. Nope, not the same one. Solar light upgrade, which is interesting because this isn't a solar eclipse, but it's a lunar eclipse. But it says solar light upgrade. It says solar plexus chakra. And well, you know, Aries is a fire sign, so I can see the solar plexus chakra being activated here. Inner fire and willpower. Those are all keywords of Aries, you guys. So even though the sun is still in Pisces, and this is a lunar eclipse, and it's in Virgo, an earth sign, we do have Mercury in Aries. We do have Venus in Aries. And in this month of March, we will be moving towards the spring equinox when the sun moves into Aries. We do also later in the year, coming up before the half of the year is over, we're going to have Neptune in Aries and Saturn in Aries. So there's a lot of Aries energies going on. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Willpower, confidence, courage, personal power, that inner fire, as it says. There's something being activated. And I feel like even though we're in a week of the lunar eclipse, I feel like for those of you that chose the white opal, there's something special to pay attention to in a couple of weeks when we get to that new moon solar eclipse, which happens in Aries. So I feel like, you are slated for something huge, something to be activated in a couple of weeks' time here. Let's say 2 to 4 weeks. Something huge is going to be activated. You're going through the solar light upgrade. When the sun moves into Aries, when we have the spring equinox, and for, again, I'm going to say at least, I'm going to say till the end of April, they're saying. So the end of April, there's some huge activation going on. We've got this beautiful kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 6-pointed star. Yeah, 6 points here. So as above, so below, the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. But the solar light upgrades, this is more masculine energy, whereas this lunar eclipse is a feminine. Lunar eclipses are feminine energy. Solar eclipses are the masculine. So definitely pay attention to that solar eclipse that's coming up. And if you don't know where the solar eclipse falls in your chart, or even this lunar eclipse for that matter, you might want to call your friendly astrologer here and book an appointment and find out where these activations of these eclipses are taking place for you. Where are the endings and the new beginnings connected in your chart? What area of life are these endings and new beginnings activating? So, all right, let's put that back in the deck. And the last stone of choice here is Septarian. So Septarian people, give this a little shuffle. Special message for the week for a Septarian. This one's calling my attention. Okay. Order of Melchizedek is what we get here. The Order of Melchizedek. And it says at the bottom, embraced by light, mission uncovered, and don't give up. So the first thing that came to me, looking at the keywords here, mission uncovered. Well, when we have a full moon, not to mention a full moon lunar eclipse, which magnifies the energies, it's like we're going down deep into the realm of the subconscious, right? Our subconscious and unconscious self is what the moon rules. And there's something that's hidden in the depths of our psyche or in the depths of our soul. There's something that's hidden there, kind of in the shadows, if you will. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Something that's being illuminated and highlighted. Some part of your mission or path forward that is being uncovered and being highlighted. Okay? And again, I feel like we're talking about not just this eclipse, but the next eclipse as well. Now, the Order of Melchizedek, a lot of people think was the previous soul incarnation of the Christ energy. Actually, Melchizedek came first, and then Christ or Jesus Christ came later as far as the timing goes. So were they one and the same soul? I don't know, right? Everybody, it's up for debate. But Melchizedek definitely is a high spiritual teacher. Melchizedek is a healer, a teacher, a leader, someone that a lot of people, as far as an ascended master, Melchizedek is an ascended master. So look up the qualities of Melchizedek, the ascended master. But here again, we're being embraced by this brilliant light. There's a download here, a download that's being activated. It's coming from source. It almost looks like beam me up, Scotty, or beam something down to me, Scotty. But it's like there's something here with that light being activated. It's coming down from the heavens, from the cosmos, from universe, from source God. It's going to go through all of our chakras, boom, 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 activate them all the way down. And as that does so, that light is going to illuminate, again, the mission. It's going to uncover part of your soul's mission. Now, whether that's life purpose kind of mission or soul healing kind of mission, because we have a personal mission on our healing, growth, and evolution. But then we also have a mission as far as life purpose, career path. Who am I supposed to be in the world? So this could be either or both. And again, that last message, don't give up. Keep on moving forward. Keep on walking the path, right? Even when it gets difficult, you might need to slow down a little bit. Watch your step. Take your time. Be persistent. But keep on moving forward because we're going to get there. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the weekly. I look forward to seeing you next week, sending you all lots of love and light and many, many blessings of healing. Namaste, everyone.